The head of Les Républicains, Eric Ciotti, has called for an alliance between his party and the far-right national rally of Marine Le Pen and Jordan Bardella. It is a huge moment in French politics, just 3 weeks ahead of the snap election, with polls suggesting the far-right could be within touching distance of power. Well, let's start by listening to Ciotti himself explaining why he's endorsing this alliance.
I think there is a need today to serve the country which is in danger. There is on one side this unholy alliance with the Left France Unbowed Party, who today project extremely dangerous ideas, and notably ideas which spread anti-Semitism. There was this alliance last night, so there is this big bloc. On the other side, there is this Macronist bloc, which has threatened the country today with more violence and insecurity. And then there is a bloc on the right, a national bloc. The Republicans have made sure we have a strong voice, but today are too weak to oppose the two most dangerous blocs. So we need an alliance, while remaining ourselves and avoiding the dangers of France Unbowed, who tomorrow could have a majority. So we need an alliance.
Well, plenty of reaction to Eric Ciotti pouring in this afternoon, including from some Republicans who aren't happy with what their leader had to say.
The Republican senators have unanimously reaffirmed what must be the clear and responsible line of the French right, remaining itself by keeping our independence and autonomy vis-à-vis from the Macronist camp as well as from the Le Pen camp.
Well, by contrast, Ciotti's announcement has been welcomed today by the president of the National Rally, Jordan Bardella.
By responding to this call to unite, Eric Ciotti chooses the interests of the French before those of our parties. Let us join forces to fight against migratory chaos, restore authority and order, and support the purchasing power of the French. Unity makes France.
Our French politics editor, Marc Perelman, is with me now to unpack some of this. And Marc, look, it has been a really fast-moving day in French politics. Just first of all, tell us a bit about your take on what's happening inside the Republican Party, because it looks a little bit like it's splitting, effectively.
It looks a bit like a civil war, indeed. Eric Ciotti's move, which he hadn't told any other party leaders about, puts him in a very lonely position because he's been attacked for his move. Some have been calling for his resignation. And some pretty heavyweights. The president of the Senate, Gérard Larcher, said Eric Ciotti must resign. We just saw a quote from the head of the Republican group in the Senate, Bruno Retailleau. He just held a press conference and said Eric Ciotti lied to us. We were in a meeting yesterday afternoon. We all agreed that we need to remain independent, both from Macron and both from the National Rally. He agreed with us. He didn't say anything. And today he comes out with the statement that he wants to forge an alliance with the National Rally. This is obviously a sea change for the Gaullist Party. For years, it goes back to Jacques Chirac. Really, there was an iron curtain between the conservatives and the National Rally. This was obviously easier when the Conservatives were the stronger party. Now it's clearly not the case anymore. But nevertheless, many heavyweights, most of the heavyweights, including Laurent Wauquiez, who's a presumptive candidate for the next presidential election, and seen as very close to Eric Ciotti, came out against Eric Ciotti. So we're seeing very clear divisions. We'll have to know if others who are staying silent will indeed side with Eric Ciotti. But obviously, this is very welcome news for the National Rally, because even if he's not followed for the public opinion, the fact that the head of the Conservative Party says, I'm willing to join hands with the National Rally is a major sea change and another proof that the National Rally is not a fringe party anymore, that it has become mainstream, and as a result, that it can be a force that can not only oppose Emmanuel Macron, but possibly govern France if they win the legislative elections, which were called by the president's decision Sunday night.
Marc Perelman, for now, thank you very much indeed. But